Hey guys, Jarek and Mookie here, going to be doing some more Breakout. So we had you, me, and someone else in here. Team of 3 in Breakout, which, by the way, if you want to enjoy Breakout, please go into a party. Please have a team. It becomes way more enjoyable when you're... Obviously, this is a no-shit statement. It becomes way more enjoyable when you have a team.
Oh yeah, being able to like call things out when you're dead and your teammates are in your same party is just like such a huge advantage over going in by yourself.
Do you know how it works if you're in game speak? Does it...
I don't know. I haven't tried it yet.
I'm curious to know if you're in game speak, does it allow you to not speak when you're dead?
I would imagine that you can. I think you can actually, now that I think about it. Like I've heard people calling out over live before, so.
Huh, that's interesting. I would have figured they would make it so that you can't speak.
Yeah, it's weird. I think it's some sort of fucking... I don't know why they're doing it, honestly. I'm trying to sound smart.
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know if they'll change stuff like that. I'm personally okay with it, really. Also, the melee lunge. I feel like they lowered the melee lunge for Breakout. Because I've definitely gotten into a lot of situations where the melee should have hit and it didn't. That was probably not one of those situations. I was just too far away. But I have had situations where I go to melee someone and it just does not connect. Also, you have red footprints behind you. I did not realize this.
Yeah, I think those are team-based. I could be wrong.
That's interesting.
I actually noticed that earlier today. I was like, oh, that's cool.
I think that's just a feature that I didn't notice because the enemies have it too. Huh. I actually like that. Nothing even noticed.
It's one of those minor details, you know? Like...
Halo has always been full of like all these small things that are really cool. For instance, like being able to reflect rockets with a hammer. Like, so, most companies probably wouldn't add that in.
Like, freaking Halo 1, the thing that was kind of, like, iconic about that was the sort of get-in, get-out animations in the vehicles. Like, no other game had done that before. Like, just little things like that, you know?
I wouldn't be willing to say no other game has done that, because I'm sure plenty of other games did that. It probably just wasn't a very common thing to see in console games at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you gotta understand that, like, I come from a PC gaming past, so... A lot of me is genuinely annoyed when people give so much credit to Halo 1 for like, but they invented the recharging shields. No, they didn't. They didn't really invent anything. They just implemented it into their game to a point where it got... It influenced a lot of other games. It didn't really invent a lot of things.
Yeah. Halo kind of like set a lot of standards for console games, and a lot of those console games have been ported to PC and have been like Call of Duty. I don't know, I'm tired. Don't listen to me.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about when it comes to Call of Duty, because that was totally a PC game and then turned to console games, and now PC gamers are like, what the fuck, yo?
Dude, yeah, freaking PC gamers are all like, IW, remember where your roots were. Like, what the F? Throw us a bone here.
Even Treyarch, like, Treyarch is much, much better than Infinity Ward when it comes to this.
Okay, I think...
Though, Sledgehammer, the last one, was pretty good on PC. But still, like, it's not a port that should be okay, you know?
It should be good.
It's like... You're comparing Infinity Ward to Treyarch, and Treyarch seems like the best thing in the world, but in all reality, it's not really that good of a PC port either.
Yeah,
so, you know, it's not terrible. There are things that I can nitpick about that other PC ports have, and it's expected, but it's not, like, gonna kill the game. Whereas Infinity Ward ports are like, what is this shit?
See, IW used to be good.
They're pretty much not Infinity Ward anymore, to be honest.
They really aren't. Like, they used to be amazing. I think COD 4 was the peak of their time, and then friggin', you know, Treyarch started off like really bad. Like COD 3 was not the highest.
That was not a good game.
I had a lot of fun in the multiplayer just because it was so stupid.
You know, I honestly did not think that World War was that bad. People didn't like it mostly because it went back to World War II. And I was okay with it, honestly. Like, I was fine with World War II, but there were so many at the time that everyone's just like, ew, World War II, I'm done. They immediately didn't like it without even playing it. But in all reality, it was pretty much just Call of Duty 4 and World War II. Yeah, and it was an okay game, it just didn't do anything new.
It felt like a COD 4 mod that just had World War II.
Yeah, pretty much, which is a big complaint. Whereas Black Ops actually felt like it had its own identity and it felt different. Same thing with Black Ops 2. So, at this point, I'm pretty much willing to say Treyarch is the main company for Call of Duty. Like, it's completely flip-flopped, it's funny. So I have a few other games. Let's go ahead and switch over to the other two Breakout games. As I was saying, though, it is definitely swapped around. Infinity Ward is not the top company. Treyarch is definitely producing the best production value games in the Call of Duty series at this point. And, you know, they do get a lot of hate, and I swear people look at Call of Duty with just six-inch thick nostalgia goggles. And they can't think logically about it. It genuinely annoys me when people are like, Call of Duty 4 is the best Call of Duty game. And they say it without going back and playing the game again. If you go back and play the game again, you notice so many things. Oh, and that guy's AFK. Let me just snipe you from across the map. That's fine. Okay, that works. But yeah, there are so many things in Call of Duty 4 that are just so frustrating. People forget that it introduced The Last Stand. People forget that it introduced... Well, actually, it didn't just introduce... There just wasn't any balance. You had no reason to use anything other than the Desert Eagle, the M16, or the AK. Like, it was not a balanced game. It may have done something new and interesting, but I'm not going to say it's the best because it was the most innovative.
So, I will definitely say that Treyarch does a lot more with innovation as far as...
Get the entire flank on their team, one guy ends up behind me. That's frustrating.
Gotta love it, gotta love it. Freaking Breakout.
2-on-1.
I think Thomas...
Then that guy, he ground pounded him. This guy had no shields, he was going full aggro. And it was working, that's the funny thing. That never works, but it was working this time. That's actually really cool.
Anyway, what were we saying? Freaking... Okay, Treyarch innovates. Treyarch definitely innovates a lot more than Call of Duty... Call of Duty. Freaking Infinity Ward does. Infinity Ward kind of repackages the same thing over and over and over and over with like...
I don't want to say the word innovates. I feel like that's the wrong word. But they come up with unique ideas to balance in things that aren't very good ideas.
That's true, that's true. Like, vehicles in World at War, I heard were actually pretty good, although I never really played World at War enough to have an opinion about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
But at least they tried to add vehicles to Call of Duty, you know?
In general, it feels like... The thing with Treyarch that would frustrate me if I was working for that company, it feels like they want to make good games, and they care about what they're doing, but it has to be so frustrating making the same game every year. Or every other year. Or at this point, every 3 years.
Yeah, they brought on Sledgehammer, was it?
Yeah, Sledgehammer is now... And Sledgehammer is basically Infinity Ward 2.0. They came out of Infinity Ward pretty much. I don't care for it. That melee should have worked.
That feels like it should have lunged.
That was annoying.
So, Sledgehammer, I don't exactly know the entire...
They helped make things for Modern Warfare 3. They helped Infinity Ward for years. It's almost like 343 situation, pretty much, coming out of Bungie.
Right, right.
So it's very similar to that. And it makes me disappointed because it really just feels like Infinity Ward 2.0, and I don't like Infinity Ward Call of Duty at all. I actually hate Infinity Ward Call of Duty. I like Treyarch Call of Duty, and now we're pretty much waiting 2 extra... Every third year we're going to have Treyarch. So basically in between them it's a dead time for Call of Duty, which might as well be a good thing, because too much of it is too much.
I agree. And that's one thing that I think Halo does right, is Halo doesn't fucking try to go for annual releases. They try to aim for like... Well, when I say annual releases, I mean for the main franchise. Like, MCC was this weird project, right? Where like...
Yeah, that's an exception. I do know what you're saying though, because each Halo game you don't necessarily know what you're going to get. Halo 1 is vastly different from Halo 2 to the point of where if you called it something different, no one would even know it's of the same franchise. Halo 2 and 3 feels very different despite the fact that they're really similar. And Reach was like completely different from those two. So, I mean, when you're playing each game, you don't really know what you're going to get. When you hear a new Halo game, you can actually get excited for it because even if you don't like the way it's going, you still have no idea what's happening.
Of course. There's new things.
So, it's interesting. It definitely is. So you had 1 versus 2 here. We're giving you call-outs going, look at that guy. Look at him.
Okay,
You're like turning around and running away.
I was playing it safe, and I got a double.
How is it turning your back to the enemy playing it safe?
I was playing it safe.
You had like a clear line of sight with a battle rifle. Like, be patient and look where we're telling you where he is.
I got a double. I won a round. What do you want from me?
But if they weren't so bad, you wouldn't have.
Jesus.
So I started stealing the battle rifle at this point. BR is so OP for this.
BR is like super campy. Like when you have a BR, you feel like you have...
Well, yeah, you gotta play it smart. You gotta sit back like I'm doing right here. You gotta help. So,
Although in some cases it almost feels like rushing in with an SMG is more effective.
It's very effective, especially if they don't expect it. But if someone has good aim and they know how to like not panic when someone's running at you, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Because a lot of the times in this game mode, people panic. It's very easy to panic. Because you die so quick and someone's sprinting at you with an SMG. It's like, oh god, what do I do?
Especially if you start getting descoped. That's like the worst thing in the world.
You will definitely get descoped.
Oh, yes.
If you hear some talking in the background, hey, it's another victory. My roommates are being very loud, so if you hear them in the background, I apologize.
Yeah. Yeah, give me some...
This game mode, something about this game mode works very well with me. It just... I'm so used to playing tactical shooters, Red Orchestra 2, stuff like that. If you get rid of the grenades entirely, then I would just naturally understand how this works.
Yeah. Like, grenades feel like a game.
Hold that thought, let's go ahead and switch over to the next game. Alright, so here's the third game. This is the third and last game. Yes, grenades. As I've said many times, not a fan.
I feel like they're a gamble, to be honest, because you throw a grenade at somewhere where you think somebody might be and you get a kill. And to me, that's more luck than skill.
It feels like there's no... Okay, that's something that happens in this game mode a lot. Teammates pushing you around. You'll all be trying to run for the battle rifle, and people just push you out of the way. Or you'll just run out behind cover, knowing that there's an enemy there, and your teammate pushes you out into the opening and you die. That is the most infuriating thing to happen.
I've noticed it's really good to call out what you're going for at the beginning of the match, because it makes people less confused and less bumping into one another. People
will still go for it, though.
Of course. Especially this
you tell them I'm gonna go for the battle rifle, and they go, oh no you don't, and they run for it too.
Scrap lords?
So many times I was doing that with Mango. Mango was like, I'm going for the battle rifle. I'm like, no you don't. I was totally messing with them.
Screen's gonna flash. Oh, there it is.
I don't know why that happens, so the screen flashes occasionally at the beginning of each round.
It's weird. Don't know. It's one of those crazy, like, weird little things that just happens.
So if you're pushing that side of the map, you have to know the enemy is going to have a battle rifle, and he probably will be looking at you. If he isn't looking at you, go behind him. So there's something to look for in this game mode. Be very careful of the guy with the battle rifle on the back of the map. Yeah, if they're bad, they'll pick up the battle rifle and try to run into the house anyway. But if they're not, they're going to be doing what I was just doing and sitting back and waiting and being patient.
I've been known to kind of aggro with a battle rifle. Sometimes it works. Usually I get destroyed, but
typically you just don't want to. Obviously, if you have a battle rifle, they don't have anything that can fight back except grenades. So keep distance.
This you know, when we first started playing tonight, I haven't really played a whole lot of Breakout myself, so I'm not entirely used to it. And I started doing really bad, but by the end of the night, I was holding it down. You know, I think I went like 9-0 in one of these games.
I don't know what this guy was doing, just slowly crouching along. It's like
they'll never see me.
But yeah, there's a big learning curve with this game mode. There definitely is. It does not play anything like Halo. And I actually did get a comment on the previous Breakout video I uploaded. Someone going, "Wow, you're so bad at Halo." Don't take your previous experience with Halo into consideration when you're looking at this game mode. It is not the same thing, and you have no idea how difficult this game mode is in comparison. Okay. Looking at it, people look terrible at this game mode.
So, as an avid Halo player since 2002, I can tell you this game mode is nothing like core Halo.
Yeah, it's very different. Like, if they put a different skin to this game mode, they really could just release it as a new game, you'd have no idea.
Yep.
And I think I would honestly be okay with that.
Like, this game mode is so... I don't want to say it's like SWAT, but it's kind of SWAT-ish.
You know, people have been trying to make a comparison to SWAT. I don't want to make that comparison because there's too much health.
There's way too much health. Like, SWAT's always been like a million body shots to kill someone or one headshot.
See, that's really, I think that's one of the main reasons that some people are like, wow, you're really bad at Halo. This isn't SWAT. Even though you have no shields, it is not a one shot to the head to kill. So don't, like, you're gonna have to do a lot to actually kill them compared to SWAT. It's less than full shields, full health, but it's more than SWAT. It's an in-between. And I think this is the last round. I finally died. I had not died the entire game until then. Which was frustrating. Like, damn, if I only survived. Could go flawless. Although, a flawless, I feel like... I'm always that ass that puts like an asterisk on it. Because I'll see someone go flawless and I'll be like, ah, whatever, he was probably just camping in the back of the battle rifle, no big deal. And the team was stomping. And I don't know how good he was actually doing.
I'm guilty of doing that.
It's that thing where, you know, you want to be competitive, you want to do good, and until you really see someone being good, you don't want to give them credit. So, I'm a dick.
Sometimes.
A lot of the time. Alright, so there's been some more Breakout. I will have another video of the other map. This one seems to show up more than the other one, which is kind of annoying. But enjoy this game mode while you still can.